Hello, everyone. I'm Sean.
This is who?
We are the Courageour Frights, back once again for another movie review.
Yes.
So this time we're covering Cold Storage.
Yes, the mythical movie Cold Storage.
Yeah,
like apparently a lot of places don't have.
Yeah, I guess no one knows this movie exists.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cold Storage is a movie based on the book Cold Storage.
Yes.
So this was written by David Koepp, the guy who was a screenwriter for Jurassic Park and a bunch of other stuff. And he wrote the novel, and then he wrote the screenplay of his novel. Mm-hmm. So if you've read the book, or if you ever heard of it, this movie's exactly the same as the book in almost every way. Just get that out there.
Yeah.
If you're one of these guys that is a purist, he's like, it changed things, I hate it, or whatever. This is exactly the same thing.
They put an A instead of the in there, yeah. And then that's bad.
Yeah, it's almost identical until the very, very end of the movie, and then they change a couple things, but it's like minor stuff that doesn't really matter. So, if you've heard of this movie, you probably either heard of it because you read the book, or you're a Joe Keery fan.
Yeah.
From Stranger Things, most likely. Or you're a Joe fan, or
Joe.
DJO, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you say his musical,
DJO, yeah.
his musician name. But anyway, so it stars Joe Keery, of course. Giorgina Campbell, who's also a popular actress in horror. She was in Barbarian a few years ago and several other movies. And then Liam Neeson, of course, who shouldn't need an introduction. And it's a story about a fungus that we basically sent a fungus into space to create antifungal treatments or something. It got mutated on re-entry, ended up crashing in an Australian desert, ran amok, killed everybody in this small Aboriginal community. And then they contained it, so they sent like a team of specialists to go retrieve it. They contained it, they stuck it in a storage facility in Kansas, and kind of just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And over time, the military facility closed down, and then it became a storage facility for the general public. And the safety features that were in place were kind of ignored, and it was just left to its own devices, and without anybody's knowledge. Then, like 20 years later, a weird beeping starts happening in the storage facility.
Yeah, because they were like, we don't care. They didn't care about this extraterrestrial object that they just have in their storage apartment.
And so the people that work at the facility, these two nighttime security guys or whatever, people working the desk or whatever, is played by Joe Keery, plays a guy named Tea Cake.
Yeah, Tea Cake.
And Giorgina Campbell plays Naomi. So those are the two people on shift that night, and they decide to go on an adventure and figure out what the beeping is.
They don't like the owner of the place because he's like a biker.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Yeah.
And so while they're investigating it, Liam Neeson's character gets a call, and he's the guy that put it in containment the first time around.
I wrote all the reports and everything about this thing.
Right. So then he rushes over there as fast as he can to try to contain it, and then eventually all their stories combine. This fungus is highly contagious, very aggressive. If it comes in any contact with you, you're basically screwed.
Yeah.
And it takes over your mind and commands you to do things. Like initially it was trying to get people to climb up in the high places and explode so the spores could rain down.
Yeah.
And then later it discovers that it makes more sense to stay in the body as long as possible and then spread it via vomiting everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a very Sam Raimi inspired fungus.
Yeah, there was a lot of vomiting in this one.
And as I said, if you've read the book, all of this is familiar to you because even dialogue is word for word right out of the book.
Yeah, because it almost reminded me of a boomer from Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah,
the one that explodes and then it gets everywhere and then it he vomits all over things.
Right. Yeah,
exact same thing.
Very similar to that. The plot is almost identical to about one half of Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah, which
I know some other people have mentioned. Particularly the part about the military containment storage facility and the goofy workers that stumble upon it and cause it to leak out into the public. In this case, they're not responsible for it. Actually, it already escaped the lab by the time they even found it.
Yeah, they talked about global warming or something warmed up the water enough to where it kind of it give it a environment to grow in.
Right. And it's never actually had contact with water, and once
Yeah.
it has contact with pure H2O, it like springs up like a weed.
Yeah, it spreads all over the place.
It's kind of game over at that point. So this is essentially just a kind of fun sci-fi horror creature feature in a way, kind of a zombie adjacent type movie. And so you only have like 3 main characters.
Yeah.
And then there's a few other people that come in and out of the facility, but it's mostly just those 3 characters that
They're there to die.
Yeah, pretty much. Everybody else is there just to die.
Yeah, they're there to try to spread everything around.
Right. There's a fun cameo from a couple other people. You got this old lady that comes into the facility and causes a shootout.
Yeah, she wants to like kill herself or something.
Yeah, that's played by Vanessa Redgrave, who's actually Liam Neeson's like mother-in-law.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, even though they don't have any scenes together.
Yeah.
Or I guess it would still be mother-in-law. She was the mother of his wife that passed away like years ago. So, yeah, that was kind of interesting. The other people, I'm not sure who they were, but they were just side characters.
Yeah, because I don't think I recognize any of those people.
It's just a weird side note.
Except Rich Evans.
Yeah, the guy, Griffin, looks like Rich Evans from Red Letter Media. But weird side note, I listened to the audiobook for this thing. Whoever does the audiobook gave Griffin Hank Hill's voice.
That's a clean burning fungus, I tell you what.
Yeah. He sounds exactly like Hank Hill. I was like, well, that was a choice.
Yeah.
Certainly a creative choice.
That's propane and propane accessories.
So, what did you think of this, as someone who didn't read the book?
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I thought it was like definitely a creature feature type of thing. Like it's a pretty standard story, so it's not like
it's nothing real.
It's not like super duper original, but it is pretty good.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's fun. If you're into creature features, just like a fun hour and a half long action movie.
It's not a very long movie, so
doesn't take itself real seriously. They put a bunch of comedic stuff in there, mostly in like the pacing and stuff.
The only thing I didn't like as much as some of the CGI was a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looked a little bit too much CGI, but I mean,
yeah,
that's personal preference because some people don't care about that, but it definitely had a very computer generated look.
Right. And they did skip over a couple things. The only thing I would say is like drastically, well, it's not even drastic, but they changed like Liam Neeson's character's Hispanic in the book, which leads to a situation where a cop pulls him over for speeding, and he's like a white supremacist or something, and they just cut that entirely from the film.
They probably didn't want to.
Which I kind of figured they would. Yeah. It also doesn't add anything to the story anyway. It's just like a random thing to prevent him from getting to the facility. Yeah,
because he has to get there quick. Because I guess he has like a... I guess I don't know if are we doing spoilers?
Well, I mean, it's in the trailer that he has a nuke.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he's trying to get there as quick as possible because of this nuclear device. But...
Yeah, because he says he's ambitious or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fine. It's an entertaining film. I would recommend it, but I'm a huge creature feature fan. Yeah. So like that's my favorite type of horror, or probably movie in general, is just a weird monster movie. Yeah,
because like I always like, especially with like the CGI part of it, like comparing it to the other movie that would be very similar to this is The Thing.
Yeah.
I still prefer The Thing's look. Because it's like it's practical, so it has like a very gross look to it.
Yeah.
This one just looks a little bit too computer generated to me.
Right, yeah. That's fair. Yeah. But and considering how gory and body horror-y a fungus monster should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Yeah. But as far as the film itself,
I think they did have some practical, because that one guy's makeup, it looked like it was makeup, but I don't know if it was or not.
Well, yeah, they probably did have some like prosthetic.
Yeah, because it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
At least in that one scene with that guy, but
yeah, and I think this was very well cast.
Yeah.
To the point that it was almost like he wrote the book based on who he wanted to be in the movie. Because when I was reading this, T-Cake seemed like Joe Keery to me. Like the entire that portion of it is pretty much very much like Stranger Things season 3.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Like I always saw him as like Scoops Ahoy Steve.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird job that he has, this is the only job he could get.
Yeah.
And in the book, he actually worked on a nuclear submarine.
Oh, okay.
In the past. And then he like he says in the movie, he's just really easy to manipulate and take advantage of, and he ended up getting involved with some bad people who used him as like the getaway car driver or something, and he's the one that got caught. So he ended up in prison, and now the only job he could get was this like storage facility job.
Yeah, like a night shift worker.
And so there's a lot of similarities between him and like Steve Harrington. Steve didn't go to jail, but he's got the same sort of thing where he's stuck in town, didn't go to college, and doesn't know what to do. So.
Yeah, he has to have a job to like survive.
Right, so he's working like jobs that high school kids would have or whatever. So it's very similar. He's a very chatty, talkative guy that gets himself in trouble, and
he's a talker or whatever. What she said, she called him something. I don't remember what she called him.
Yeah, he's very chatty. So, yeah, I mean, it's exactly the way the characters are written in the book. Which I assumed was going to be the case, because you're talking about a guy who's a career screenwriter for decades, and then he just decided to write a novel. This was his first novel.
Oh, that's his first novel.
And then he wrote another novel after this called Aurora, which I've not read, but I think that got picked up by Netflix.
Oh, okay.
So which brings up, I guess, the last point on this is, since this was so poorly marketed, it's making no money.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Like, it only made 1.2 million, and I don't know. I don't even think it has the box office.
They won't tell anybody what the box office is. So my assumption is this was essentially created for streaming or digital or something, and we're just any box office it brings in is just like icing on the cake, pretty much, because Aurora got picked up by Netflix. So I don't know if this was penned initially for Netflix and ended up getting a theatrical release or something, but that's my guess.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's probably what it happened, because it's kind of weird if you go to like Box Office Mojo, they don't say anything about it.
They don't have a budget listed at all.
Yeah, it's really weird. Normally that's not the case.
But... Right. Almost every other movie there's a budget somewhere. Even the Wikipedia page has no budget.
Yeah. And like I said, when we first started this, it was kind of the rarer movie, because for some odd reason, at least at our theater, the only show times is like nighttime.
Yeah, that was another thing that was weird. Like, they're still showing it, but there's only 2 showings, and one's at 4 o'clock and one's like 6:50.
Yeah, 6:50, and it's kind of unusual, because I can see this movie. Most people don't want to watch it during like matinee times.
Yeah,
I don't know why you would want to watch it at night.
Right.
Because like, I don't know if it's because like a horror movie they wanted to do that, but it's like, I don't even think we even knew about this. Like, I guess we knew about it because we did that.
I knew about it just because I like Stranger Things, and we were doing news, weekly news at the time, which we got to start doing again for the specific reason.
Yeah.
Because I found out about it because I was looking up for news articles, and there was this weird Joe Keery, Liam Neeson movie that Bloody Disgusting was talking about in one article. And then I don't think they talked about it again after that.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, this movie here. Cool storage.
And it was this. So that's why I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's a book written by the guy that wrote the Jurassic Park screenplay. Let me check that out. So I read the book and then saw the movie. But if I wasn't doing that news thing, I wouldn't even known about it.
Yeah, because if it was like there's only 2 showings, and if you're not... Like, when we go to the theater, we kind of know what we want to watch already, but like most people aren't going to like know what you're looking up.
Yeah, and that's true with the next movie we're going to review as well.
And actually, the only thing is, like, hopefully, since this movie's not, I'm assuming it's not doing very well.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'm pretty sure it isn't, but because I do like Joe Keery as an actor.
Yeah,
he's real. I don't know if it's like his personality or something. I don't know what it is, but hopefully, a movie that bombs like this doesn't like affect anything else. But maybe has a Stranger Things thing to it.
Yeah.
We saw another Joe Keery movie just recently, Scree, I think. I forgot the name. I think it's Scree or something like that. Spree. Yeah, Spree. It's like a weird movie where it shows a guy like as like an Uber driver.
Yeah, he's like obsessed with digital media or whatever.
That was actually pretty good as well. But I don't think anyone really heard about that movie either.
No, it's like on Tubi or something.
Yeah, it's like a Tubi movie.
And that also was released, I think, after he was in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the career trajectory is going to be like for any of the Stranger Things actors, other than Millie Bobby Brown is like Netflix staple. But aside from her...
Yeah, because Joe Keery, I think, is a pretty decent actor.
Yeah, I think he's good. I like Joe Keery a lot. I like Finn Wolfhard a lot.
Which I think he doesn't want to do. I think he wants to do more music than anything else.
Well, same with Joe, I think. Yeah. Both of them are musicians, so they have that going on.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be fine that way. And Finn seems more interested in making films than being in films.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to have more of a director path.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, anything you want to add about this before we wrap
no,
up?
actually, it's a pretty good like if you have an hour and a half to watch and you're trying to look for something. I think this is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I would recommend it as well.
Yeah.
I also recommend checking out the book.
Yeah.
Even if you can't see the movie, just read the book. It's the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's going to do it for our review of Cold Storage. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more like this in the future. And you too could feel the strength welling within. See ya.
See ya.